Welcome back to Success with Steven. My name is Steven Smith. On this channel, we talk about everything financial literacy. And today we're going to be discussing more high-paying side hustles. And this is something that is evergreen and that will always be needed because we'll always need healthcare. And that led me to looking at a medical courier as a great option for a high-paying side hustle. A medical courier is a professional that's responsible for transporting medical items such as lab specimens, prescription drugs, equipment, urgent care supplies like organs, blood. And this role is crucial in the healthcare industry, ensuring that these items reach their destination safely and securely and on time. And given the sensitive nature of this cargo, medical couriers, they also are trained to handle and transport items that follow certain healthy and safety regulations. So sometimes they require special certifications. Their work ensures that medical facilities can operate smoothly, and it's supporting both healthcare providers and partners that are relying on these particular things to be delivered in a timely manner. And this is also the reason why it has such a high pay. So we'll be going over the requirements to start this side hustle, as well as providing you with 4 websites that you can actually use to start applying and get started to do this. So without further ado, let's get into all the details and show you how you can begin doing this side hustle. We're going to look at the eligibility requirements. So here are the requirements. The qualifying criteria for working can vary. It depends on the company and the state law. However, when hiring, the majority of companies demand that the applicant fulfill the following requirements. Age, at least 18 years old. Some of these companies will require you to be 21 years old, so bear that in mind. And this is going to be the minimum age requirement for an independent contractor or a medical courier and driver. Education, typically you can just have a high school diploma. You don't need to have a degree in order for you to be able to do this side hustle. If you have anything extra, then that's great. You can just add that onto the application. But again, it's not necessary. You need to have a driver's license that is clean, that is up to date. You also want to be able to pass a background check, so no criminal history. And most businesses will need a background check. They'll also need a drug test just to ensure that you're in the right state of mind when you're delivering all of these supplies and equipment and things that people need, urgently. And physical fitness is also another one. They require you to do things that may be physically demanding, like carrying things that may be 15 pounds or more. So that involves lifting, moving, transporting items of various weights and sizes. And of course, they want you to be immunized, which means they'll require you to sometimes have particular shots or have records of those. And that will vary per company. So now that we've gone over pretty much the minimum requirements, let's look at the training programs. So you may have to complete a training program. One thing I didn't have on here that I wanted to mention, you may need to also have your bloodborne pathogen certification. It's around I believe $10 most places, and it's a quick course that you can take. So you want to complete these as a crucial step forward to becoming a professional. These training programs, they're usually online and are designed to provide the individual with essential knowledge, skills, and practical experience you need to handle medical packages. And you want to make sure that you're following the regulation standards. Now, a lot of companies will pay for you to get these certifications. Please bear that in mind. But you want to look for accredited training programs. And again, several organizations and schools will provide such training, both online, both in person, and just ensure that you picked one that is accredited and recognized by the appropriate regulatory authorities. The duration and content of these programs may vary. It's based on the provider, but often they cover the subject of medical terminology, handling and carrying these items, handling and carrying hazardous materials, and HIPAA requirements, emergency protocols, and customer service skills. So some of them are basic, and then some of them, again, they will go into detail about that with you. And then networking opportunities. So the networking possibilities and exposure to potential employers after completing your training could prove beneficial while looking for work. Okay. So if you do decide to do additional certifications that you have, I would definitely add those onto your application. Also, if you have Uber or Lyft driving experience, believe it or not, that is something that is applicable to this particular side hustle. If you have that, you can also do this as well. Now, acquiring certification. So this certification for medical couriers is essential, since it not only verifies your expertise and understanding of the industry, but it also shows that you are dedicated to providing professional and high quality service. By doing this, you can stand a better chance of landing a job, as well as a greater chance of getting more higher paying job opportunities in the future. So organizations offering this, there are several of them, NHA, the National Health Career Association, and Medical Transportation, the Certification Commission, the MTCC. They provide these certifications and these programs. And the subject to receive a certification, you must pass the exam covering the subjects as HIPAA regulations. And again, that will be medical terminologies, safety protocols, customer service. So essentially those things. And if you pass the examination, you will receive your certification, and it's typically valid for 1 to 3 years. Now, I just want to break down some of the costs. Again, a lot of these costs will be taken care of by the company that you work for, but let's say that they don't for whatever reason. The cost can significantly vary. It depends on your individual circumstances, your location, the business structure, and if you already have a suitable vehicle. Now, for doing this, for most applications, your vehicle should be no more than 10 years old. Some of them allow you to be 20, but no more than 10. It doesn't really matter what type of vehicle that it is. So as long as you already have a suitable vehicle, you possess your driver's license, the initial expenses can be minimal. Okay, it may not be very much. However, here's a general estimate of cost involving becoming a medical courier. So vehicle cost, if you own your vehicle, that's not going to be too bad. Your monthly payment for your car may be a few $100s, but that's already, packed into whatever your monthly expenses are. So certifications and training, these can vary, but these programs and courses can range from $100 to $500 or more. It depends on the requirements of the provider. Uniforms and safety equipment, uniforms, safety vests, first aid kits, regulated gear might cost a few $100s. Insurance, so liability insurance can vary widely, but you might expect to pay several $100s to a couple of $1,000s annually. And HIPAA compliance training might cost $29 or more. License and permit fees may be ranging from $100 to $500. And these are just some prices that I'm throwing out. But again, from what I was seeing, a lot of companies cover these costs. It will not be you who has to pay this, but I just want to make sure that I actually mention it just in case. All right, so we are going to be taking a look at 4 websites that you can apply for this particular side hustle. And let's get started with the first one. So it's going to be reliablecouriers.com. So let's take a look. All right, so we are on the website for Reliable Couriers, and you can actually see all of the service areas here. And you can see it's in almost every single state. But what we want to do is scroll all the way down. All right, so right here, when you scroll all the way down to the bottom, you will see delivery drivers wanted. So interested in becoming a driver. Are you a hardworking individual who knows your city streets like the back of your hand? We offer flexible opportunities, daily routes, and a streamlined commission payment process. So contact us to learn more. So let's go to apply today. And as you can see, if you enjoy a fast-paced work environment and delivering packages, then Reliable Couriers wants you. Simply fill out our form below and tell us your driving experience, what type of vehicle you have, and your area of residence, and we will get back to you about job opportunities. So as you can see here, you'll enter your first name, your last name, your company, if that's applicable, your website, your email, your phone number, your address, your city, state, and zip code. You will need to tell them what type of vehicle that you are driving, and SUV, cargo van, box truck, other, it doesn't really matter about the vehicle. You can upload your resume here, and they do want you to list your vehicle make or model. Again, for this particular one, I believe your vehicle has to be 10 years old, and it cannot be older than 10 years. And are you available to work additional days and times? If so, please list. They operate 24/7, 365 days a year. You can work as many hours as you would like with this company. It's very flexible. And you need to make sure you have a valid driver's license, valid plates with current registration, and valid insurance with the name on the policy. All right. Can you pass a background check? Can you pass a drug screening? We already talked about that. And additional comments. You will submit your application, and if there is work in your area, they will contact you immediately. All right, the next one on our list is going to be Lab Logistics. So let's check out their website and see how we can apply for this one as well. All right, so once you get to the website, you'll want to click on the Drive for Us link at the very top of the screen. And as you can see, they're servicing all 50 states. So if you're interested in contracting with Lab Logistics, please fill out and submit a driver's profile. And this form is not an application nor guarantee of work. It is used for informational purposes only. If we have work available in your area, a team member will reach out. So you'll want to fill out all this information here: first name, last name, company name, again, if that's applicable to you. Your email, your phone number, your address, your city, state, and your vehicle information, and then the best time to reach you. And they will reach out and let you know if they have any work opportunity in your state. Again, this will be a really good chance for you to go ahead and just let them know when they contact you all of your experience. Again, if you drove Lyft, if you drove Uber, those certifications, if you have it all, if you have all that, then you could let them know that you're already one step ahead. The easier that it is for someone to hire you, like the least they have to train you, the more likely it is they will be willing to just get you started right away, because it's the path of least resistance. I'd rather hire someone who has all of the skills, information, the expertise over someone that I may have to do a lot of onboarding for. So, if you do have a lot of qualifications, please make sure to note that when they call you. All right, the third company that we're going to be looking at is Frayt. So let's go to their website now. All right, so when you get to the Frayt website, you can go to the very top of the screen and you'll go to drivers, and you can see why drive with Frayt qualifications. So car, midsize. So that's letting you know you need to be 21 years or older. You have to reside in the market for which you are applying. You have to have a valid in-state license for which you reside, valid primary residence, your social, no disqualifying MVR or criminal offenses, insured. So pretty much the exact same. Vehicle, and here they're letting you know that their vehicles must be 20 years or newer. So your vehicle can be a lot older for this particular company. Let's see, registration, documentation, pretty much everything standard, but I would just check and make sure that everything's available, and you can see available markets. So you can actually go here, enter your zip code, select the vehicle, and submit, and you can see if they are indeed hiring. And apply now with Frayt. If you want to apply, check to see if we're hiring in your area. So if we are, download the mobile app and tap apply button on the first screen. If we're not, check back often, as things are always changing. So you can go to that same screen that we were, put in your zip code, make sure that they're hiring in your area. If they are, download the app, go to apply now, and fill out the information. Right, the last company on our list is going to be Dropoff. So let's go over to their website and check out how to apply now. So we are currently on the Dropoff website, industry leading same day delivery services. At the top, we can go to Drive for Us and become a courier with Dropoff. Make your own schedule and deliver for some of the greatest enterprise businesses in the world. And then it looks like we can sign up here. And then this is letting us know all of the current openings that they do have. So you would want to check your area and see exactly what the openings are. It looks like it's most states. I'm trying to, and look, it's my state right here. Driver contractor. So Dropoff is the same day last mile delivery service. Let's just see, flexible hours. So pretty much the same requirements: 21 years of age, solid knowledge of the city, a registered, insured, and inspected car, SUV, or van less than 10 years old. So this one has a 10-year-old requirement, a current license that's clean, tech savvy. You want to be comfortable with using a smartphone or an app. So there you go. You can then fill out all the requirements as far as scheduling and Do you have a TSA card? So there are some other things that you can add here. Are you DOT certified? So there you go, some additional certifications. Again, the more that you have before you apply, the better your chances are to getting contacted so you can do this type of work. So these are all of the 4 companies that I recommend that you start with. And it looks like they pretty much all have available jobs in most states. All right. So thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know in the comments if you were able to actually get started with any of these jobs, if you have any additional questions, or if you wanted me to go into even more detail or find any additional companies that you can use in order to apply for this side hustle. If you were able to get it, please share the details of your onboarding process. How long did it take? How much money were you able to actually make? And just, share it with the community. Other people may want to know, and that information as it starts to build up. And this could be a hub and a resource for everyone to see if they can get started with this same side hustle. So thank you so much for watching this video, and you have a wonderful day.